All right, I wanted to comment on this Kwame Brown situation. Actually, first subscribe, like, do all that good jazz for this. I'm really building this channel. I would really appreciate it if everybody commented, subscribed, liked, all that good jazz. Now, I wanted to talk about this Kwame Brown situation. This is relevant to sports, and I feel like this needs to be said. Number one, Kwame Brown was just a 17-year-old kid. Okay, he was in his teenager years when he went into the NBA and was drafted first, I believe. And we really have to take this into account. And we have to take into account as well, he was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets and Michael Jordan. And we all know Michael Jordan is probably, statistically speaking, one of the worst general managers to ever exist. In 14 years, he's only made the playoffs a few times. I'm not sure if they won a series or not, but they've never had any true success. And he's really never had any stars up until the LaMelo Ball, which was last year. And I feel like that a lot of people use Kwame Brown as a punchline for some odd reason, okay? And honestly, I am, in my 30s, but I have never used him as a punchline, even though he went into the NBA in high school and he really didn't pan out. I feel like that if somebody has 12 seasons in the NBA, they're probably the best player that's ever come out of their high school and their region, like being able to survive in the NBA for more than 3 seasons is actually, you're beating the average by a lot. The average NBA career is only 2.8 years, okay? Take this into account. And he survived 12 years. So, he had a good run. I don't understand how people make fun of him. Yeah, everybody in the NBA, by logic, cannot be a high performer. And if you get into the league at a young age, I do not think that you can develop as well. We know this from players like Greg Oden, Darius Miles, Gerald Green, Kwame Brown, and other people like this, that getting into the league at a young age can greatly affect your NBA career in a negative aspect. So I feel like that we got to take this into account as well. And I feel like he is used as a punchline when he shouldn't be. I mean, he had 12 years in the NBA. Let's repeat that. 12 years in the NBA, and the average career is only 2.8 years. This is something we have to always understand. That if Kwame Brown is better than 99.99999% of NBA of basketball players that have ever played. Do people realize this, okay? Now, I know Stephen A. Smith was grilling him, but I think that was a time when that was acceptable. Nowadays, you really can't grill a young player on that level if they're just 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old. That's only really for the superstars, guys that are just developing their wings in any sport. Nowadays, you really can't grill. So I saw a lot of people being mad at Stephen A. Smith. Some of my friends were talking about it, saying, "Oh, Stephen A. Smith is a sellout," talking about Kwame Brown. But we have to take everything into context. In the early 2000s, everything was a free for all. Social media was barely invented then. There was no outlets to really have your opinion voiced, and it was a different time. But I do feel like that Kwame Brown is very entertaining. He seems like a pretty cool guy, and he made $60 million in his life playing a game that he was able to probably lift his whole family up out of poverty. So it's easy to make jokes about somebody, ha ha ha, they suck, they can't do this, they can't do that. But at the same time, you have to understand that this is a human being. This is somebody that succeeded at a level that 99.999% of people will never succeed at. And that is Stephen A. Smith's job. That is ESPN's job, to critique sports. That's what they get paid to do. That's how they make their money. But at the same time, I feel like in 2021, we've realized that it's still just a game. This is still just a game. And I was watching, was it First Take? And Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless were saying that they've never heard Kwame Brown speak. And I realized something. I've never heard Kwame Brown speak as well. That was my first time, and we found out he's pretty entertaining. Seems charismatic. Seems like just your cool uncle at the barbecue, And we all know that Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, playing with these guys or being managed by these guys, they led very challenging personal lives. And I know that being around those type of people that always demand perfection can hinder the progress of somebody who doesn't learn like that, who doesn't learn with tough love. So we have to take this into account as well, that Kwame Brown probably needed somebody who was a little bit more, who was better at management, who didn't need somebody making jokes like Kobe Bryant, or saying don't touch the fucking ball like Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan, who's just, notorious asshole. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the subject. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it if you stayed around for this, to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thank you, and I'm out.